My name is Allie Bentley, and I read the book Falling Up by Shel Silverstein. The poem I will be reciting is called My Robot. I told my robot to do my bidding. He yawned and said, "You must be kidding." I told my robot to cook me a stew. He said, "I got better things to do." I told my robot to sweep my shack. He said, "You want me to strain my back?" I told my robot to answer the phone. He said, "I must make some calls of my own." I told my robot to brew me some tea. He said, "Why don't you make tea for me?" I told my robot, "There's a song you can play me." He said, "How much are you gonna pay me?" So I sold that robot, 'cause I never knew exactly who belonged to who.
My name is Ryan Bassett, and I read poem Depot Isles of Smiles, and I will be reciting Big Bubble. I'm blowing up a bubble with my favorite bubble gum. My mother says it's stupid, and my father says it's dumb. I started last November, and they tell me now it's May. My bubble's getting bigger every day. Yes, it really is gigantic, some 300 feet in girth. But now I'm getting nervous because I'm 90 miles from Earth.
My name is Blended, and I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, and I will be reciting Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceiling. Coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor. It cracked the window and blocked the door. With bacon rinds and chicken bones and drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune bits, peach bits, orange peels, gloppy clumps of cold oatmeal, soggy beans and tangerines, pizza crust and withered greens, crusts of blackbird buttered toast, gristly bits of beef roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof, it broke the wall. And at last the garbage grew so high that finally it touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away, and none of our friends would come to play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take it." But then, of course, it was the Constitution across the state from New York to the Golden Gate. And then in the garbage she did hate poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot now relate because the hour is much too late. But children, remember, always take the garbage out.
My name is Jack Bosen, and I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, and my poem is A Hippopotamus Sandwich. A hippo sandwich is easy to make. All you do is simply take 1 slice of bread, 1 slice of cake, some mayonnaise, 1 onion ring, 1 hippo, 1 piece of string, a dash of pepper, and that ought to do it. But now comes the problem: biting into it.
By Shel Silverstein, and my name is Maddie Brittner. And I'm doing the poem Opening Night. She had the jitters, she had the flu, she showed up late, she missed her cue. She kicked the director, she screamed at the crew, and tripped on a pop and fell into view, and ripped her costume a place or two. Then she forgot a line she knew, and went meow instead of moo. She heard 'em giggle, she heard 'em boo. The program sailed, the popcorn flew. She stomped off stage with a boo-hoo-hoo, and the fringe of the curtain got stuck on her shoe. The sun crashed down, the lights did too. Maybe that's why she didn't want to do an interview.
My name is Elias Carlone, and I read the poem Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, and I'm going to be reciting the poem Mary. No one's hanging stockings, no one's baking pie. No one's looking up to see, I'm just staring in the sky. No one's talking brotherhood, no one's giving gifts, and no one cares for a Christmas tree on March 25th.
My name is Jace Wilson, and I read the book New and More Modern Poems by Mary Oliver, and I'll be reciting the poem The Swamp. Last night in the rain, some of the men tried climbing the barbed wire fence of the detention center. In the darkness, they wondered if they could do it and knew they had to try to do it. In the darkness, they started climbing the wire, handful after handful of barbed wire. Even in the darkness, some of the men were caught and sent back to the campsite. But if you were still climbing, or on the other side, swimming through the water of the blue swamp. What does barbed wire feel like when you grip it? As though it is a pair of shoes or a loaf of bread. What does barbed wire feel like when you grip it? As though it is a plate and fork or a handful of flowers. What does barbed wire feel like when you grip it? A doorknob or working papers? I don't know. What does barbed wire feel like when you grip it?
My name is Alyssa. I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends, and I will be reciting the poem Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me, shoot. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun, it's time we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me, shoot. Ickle me, pickle me, sorry. Ickle was the captain and Pickle was crew, and Ickle served coffee and Muggle and stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew, Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun, beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in, I hope we do, cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never return to the world they knew. And nobody knows what's happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me too.
Hi, my name is Emma Fox, and I read the book Falling Up by Shel Silverstein, and the poem I will be reciting today is called Crystal Ball. Come see your life in my crystal glass. 25 cents is all you pay. Let me look into your past. Here's what you had for lunch today. Tuna salad and mashed potatoes, green pea soup and apple juice. Oh, collard greens and stewed tomatoes. Chocolate milk and lemon mousse. You admit I told it all? Well, I know it, I confess. Not by looking at my ball, but just by looking at your dress.
Hello, my name is Ryan, and I will be presenting the poem Alligators Are Unfriendly by Shel Silverstein. Alligators are unfriendly. They are easily upset. I do not think I would like to have one for a pet. I know they do not bellow, and I think they do not shed. And I think I'd be pretty frightened to have one under my bed. My name is Tatum Finger, and I read the book Hypnotize a Tiger by Adolph Brown, and I'm going to be reciting the poem A Skyscraper Rocket. A skyscraper rocket has hundreds of floors. The windows are closing and so are the doors. Into the heavens it suddenly roars. Residents cheer as the edifice soars. A comet, they holler. A planet, a quasar. Look at the star cloud, how brilliant the rays are.
My name is Blake Johnson, and I read the book 100 Great Poems, The Boys by Leslie Pocket, and I'm going to be reciting the poem Daddy Fell in the Pond by Alfred Norris. Everyone grumbled. The sky was gray. We had nothing to do and nothing to say. We were nearing the end of a dismal day, and there seemed to be nothing beyond. Then, Daddy fell in the pond. Everyone's face grew merry and bright, and Timothy danced for sheer delight. Give me the camera, quick, oh quick. He's crawling out of the duckweed. Click. And then the gardener suddenly slapped his knee. He doubled up, shaking silently. And the ducks all quacked as if they were daft. And it sounded as if the old duck laughed. Oh, there wasn't a thing that didn't respond when Daddy fell in the pond.
My name is Kate Larson, and I will be reciting the poem. I read the book Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman, and I will be reciting the poem, Oh Captain, My Captain. Oh Captain, my Captain, our fearful trip is done. The ship has weathered every rack, the prize you sought is won. The port is near, the bells I hear, the people all exulting, will follow eyes, the steady keel, the vessel grim and daring. But oh heart, 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 oh the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead. Oh captain, my captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills. For you bouquets and ribboned wreaths, for you the shores are crowding. For you they call the swaying mast, their eager faces turning. Oh captain, dear father, this arm beneath your head, it is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer, his lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm, he has no pulse nor will. The ship is anchored safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip the victor ship comes in with object won. Exulto shores and ringo bells, but I with mournful tread walk the deck my captain lies, fallen cold and dead.
My name's Jessie, and I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, and I'll be reciting Boa Constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor, a boa constrictor. I'm being eaten by a boa constrictor, and I don't like it, well, one bit. Well, what do you know? It's nibbling my toe. Oh gee, it's up to my knee. Oh my, it's up to my thigh. Oh fiddle, it's up to my middle. Oh heck, it's up to my neck. Oh dread, it's up.
My name is Troy Peterson, and I read the book Falling Up by Shel Silverstein, and I will be doing the poem Cereal. Rice Krispies stay crisp, though they now and then lisp, as they whisper their snap, crackle, pop in your bowl. And you pour a tall can of milk on your all bran, it never will turn into glop, so I'm told. I know shredded wheat will stay crumbly and neat, though you soak it a year in the depths of the ocean. And from breakfast to lunch, your post toasties will crunch. It shows their love and undying devotion. Odie stay Odie, and wheat checks stay floaty, and nothing can take the puff out of puffed rice. And I wish they'd invent a cereal for someone who likes it, all floppy and drippy and droopy, and lumpy and sloppy and soggy and gloopy and gooey and mushy and nice.
My name is Lily, and I read the book The Voice of 3 a.m. by Charles Simic, and I will be reciting the poem, The Immortal. You shivering, oh, my memory. You went out early and without a coat to visit your old schoolmasters, the cruel schoolmasters and their pet monkeys. You took a wrong turn somewhere. You met an army of great days, a ghost army with years on the march. It was the bread they fed you, the kind that takes a lifetime to chew. You found yourself again on that street, inside this small rented room with its single dusty window. Outside, it was snowing quietly, snowing and snowing for days on end. You were ill and in bed. Everybody else had gone to work. The kind old woman next door, whose sighs and heavy steps you welcome now, had died mysteriously in the summer. You had your own heartbeat to attend to. You were perfectly alone and anonymous. It would have taken months for anyone to begin to miss you. The chill made you pull your covers up to your chin. You remembered the lost Arctic voyagers, the evening snow erasing their footprints. You had no money and no job. Both of your lungs were hurting. Still, you had no intention of lifting a finger to help yourself. You were immortal. Outside, the same dark snowflakes seemed to be falling over and over again. Outside, the same dark snowflakes seemed to be falling over and over again. Time had stopped at dusk. You were shivering at the thought of such great happiness.
I'm Jack, and I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends, and I'll be doing the poem The Alligator's Too Big. The crocodile's too big. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the dentist's chair. The dentist asks, "Now tell me, sir, why does it hurt and where?" The crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I've got a terrible ache in my tooth." And the crocodile opened so wide, that the dentist just climbed inside. The dentist laughed and said, "Oh, isn't this fun?" as he started pulling out teeth one by one. And the crocodile said, "Oh, stop, you're hurting me so. Put down the pliers and let me go." The dentist just laughed and said, "Ho, ho, ho, but I've still got 12 to go." And then snap, the crocodile's jaws closed. Wait, no. And the crocodile's jaws went snap and blew the dentist right off the map. Where he had went, only one could guess. Was it north or south or east or west? He left no forwarding address. But what's one crocodile tooth? I mean, not crocodile tooth. What's one dentist, more or less?
My name is Cooper Sander, and I read the book Everything on It by Shel Silverstein, and I will be reciting the poem Everything on It. I asked for a hot dog with everything on it, but that was my big mistake, because it came with a parrot, a bee in a bonnet, a wristwatch, a wrench, and a rake. It came with a goldfish, a flag, and a fiddle. And a frog, and a front porcelain. And a mouse in a mask? That's the last time I ask for a hot dog with everything.
Hello, I'm Aiden Stickland, and I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, and I'm going to recite Captain Hook. Captain Hook must always remember not to scratch his toes. Captain Hook must watch out and never pick his nose. Captain Hook must be gentle when he shakes your hand. Captain Hook must be careful opening sardine cans and playing tag and pouring tea and turning pages of his book. Lots of folks I'm glad I ate, but mostly Captain Hook.
My name's Kate Tarner, and I read the book A Pizza the Size of the Sun by Jack Perlowski. And the poem I'm going to be reciting is I'm Wrestling with an Octopus. I'm wrestling with an octopus and faring less than well. One peek in my predicament would be enough to tell. It had me in a hammerlock and swept me off my feet. I'm getting the impression that I simply can't compete. I hope that I can hold my own, but after just a while, I ascertained I couldn't match an octopus's style. It flipped me by a shoulder and then latched onto a hip. Essentially, that octopus has got me in its grip. I tried assorted arm locks, but invariably missed. Now I'm in a headlock and it's clinging to my wrist. It's wound around my ankles and wrapped around my chest. In grappling with an octopus, I come out second best.
Hello, I'm Prince, and I read A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein, and I'm going to be reciting Anchored. Our anchor's too big for our ship, so we're sitting here trying to think. If we leave it behind, we'll be lost. If we haul it on board, we'll sink. If we sit and keep talking about it, it will soon be too late for our trip. Things can sure be rough on a sailor when your anchor's too big for your ship.
I'm Liberty Wall, and I read the book The Rain and Other Poems by Edgar Allan Poe, and I'll be reciting Annabelle Lee. It was many and many years ago in a kingdom by the sea that a maiden lived whom you may know by the name of Annabelle Lee. And this maiden had no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was the child, and she was the child in the kingdom by the sea. And we loved a love that was more than love, I and my Annabelle Lee. With a love that the winged seraphs of heaven comforted her and me. This is the reason that long ago in a kingdom by a sea, that a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabelle Lee, so that a highborn kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by a sea. The angels not half so happy in heaven when envying her and me. And this is the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea,
that a wind blew out of a cloud by night, chilling and killing my beautiful Annabelle Lee. But our love was stronger than the love of those who were older than we, and far wiser than we. But the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And the stars never rise, but I see the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabelle Lee. And so all the night tide I lay by the sea, my darling, my life and my bride, in the sepulchre there by the sea, in the tomb by the standing sea.
My name is Barry. I read the book I've Lost My Hippopotamus. I'm going to recite the poem, The Fabulous Skating Potato. I'm the fabulous skating potato, the swiftest potato on ice. You cannot find any fleeter potato at any location or price. I circle the track with abandon, gathering speed as I go. I make other skating potatoes appear woefully slow. I've won many medals and trophies for triumphing race after race, outdistancing lesser potatoes who couldn't compete with my pace. My skating technique is perfection, my moves entirely precise. I'm the fabulous skating potato, the swiftest potato on ice.
A long time ago, when the earth... I'm Ashton Earl, and I read the book Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, and I'll be reciting the poem called The Unicorn. A long time ago, when the earth was green, and there's more kind of animals than you've ever seen, and they'd run around free while the world was being born, and the loveliest doll was a unicorn. There's green alligators and long-necked geese, there's humpy bumpy camels and chimpanzees, there's rats and cats and elephants, but as sure as you're born, the loveliest spot was a unicorn. But the Lord seen some sin and it caused him pain. He says, "Stand back, I'm gonna make it rain." He says, "Brother, no, I'll tell you what you do. Go and build me a floating city. And take 2 alligators and a couple of geese, take 2 humpy bumpy camels and chimpanzees, take 2 rats and cats and elephants, but as sure as you're born, no, don't you forget my unicorn." No answered the car and finished the arc. As the rain started falling, he marched the animals in 2 by 2 and called them out as they went through. I got your green alligators and your long-necked geese. I got your humpy bumpy camels and your chimpanzees. I got your rats and cats and elephants. But I'm so forlorn, because I don't see no unicorn. No, looked out through the driven rain, but the unicorns were hiding, playing silly games. They were splishing and splashing in the misty morn. Oh, them silly unicorns. Then the goat started going and the snake started snaking, the elephant started elephanting, and the boat started shaking. The mouse started squeaking, and the lion started roaring, and Noah said, "Close the doors, because the rain is pouring and we just can't wait for the unicorn." The rain started up and the ark started moving with the tide, and the unicorns looked up from the rock and cried. The water flowed up and sort of flowed them away, and that's why you never see a unicorn to this day. You'll see plenty of alligators and a whole mess of geese. You'll see humpy bumpy camels and chimpanzees. You'll see rats and cats and elephants, but as sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn.